Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Momin at Momin's Art, and I hope uh, everybody's doing okay today. And today's video is about how to render your painting in line and wash. Basically, I will explain what's the process of rendering your painting in line and wash. So let me just adjust a few things here and okay, I think should be okay now. Okay. Okay, so let's turn off some others volume. Okay, there you go. So today video is about the line and wash. What happened, I use that picture quite often, and I have the okay, let's get this going. I think I have some problem with the audio again. It's really about. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is the picture, the reference photo of the old Toronto. This is basically a Guru Ham building on the front street. I'm not sure if you are from Toronto, you must know uh, where this place is. So let's go and let's start rendering the this painting quickly. I'm not gonna paint everything, just to cover a few things on the painting, and so here let's start. Okay, let's go. I hope you guys understand what's the basic sketching and drawing, because this painting requires a little bit of your attention. So first of all, I will look at the painting, and I'm going to see what I need to add or what need to be take it out from that painting. So let's put my reference photo here. Okay. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to start sketching, and if you guys have any issues or problems watching a video, let me know, and I will start sketching this painting. First of all, you want to go again where you want to keep how much the do you want to go this way on the paper, or you want to go the other way around. So depends which format you choose. So if you're choosing a format uh, that portrait type of format, that's fine. If you using a landscape, which is this, that's fine. Then you don't need to worry about to paint here and there. So I will choose a, portrait format, and let's bring the paper here. So let's get my palette here. Okay, let's start, and I will sketch. I will put a little bit uh, line here where my the end of the building would be, and then what I will do, I will go and erect this the the building. So basically, I'm going to explain as I go with my demo or class. Or so you need to have some kind of a perspective and drawing and sketching skill for this, because this is a little bit more like an advanced user type of painting. So you need to have some kind of a drawing and sketching skill. So line and wash, basically you constructing the dark value in very beginning or initially in a painting. So you should it become easy for you in as you draw, and uh, once the draft is ready, so painting become easy to render with the any medium you use. You can use acrylic, you can use, but mostly, I mean, sorry, the gouache and the watercolor. But I use watercolor most of the time. Watercolor works really good with the line and wash. It give you a quick uh, type of results. It doesn't take too long, and all you need is just to draw. Once your drawing is ready and you are okay with the drawing, then you just put a little bit washes here and there. You don't need to put a lot of layers, or just probably sometime one layer would be okay, and you maybe one or two layers, and then that's it. So I'm drawing it. Let's quickly. I don't want to draw exactly what it looks like, so because we don't have time in a class, and the drawing takes a little bit time to render the painting. So I will go easy, but a little bit quicker also. Okay, so here almost, and vaguely put these posts here, one post here, one post here. The lamp, see that perspective? I'm telling you, the lamps are getting bigger as it close by, and it gets smaller as it goes farther. So you should have understanding of how the perspective works. So see the person walking, his head is almost here, right? So, and he's walking, it look big. So I'm going to push him a little bit this side, and I will get this here. Maybe okay. Da, da, da. Okay, so let's go render quickly. Person walking, and some cars here, truck cars. So cars are one after each other, so you have to be a little bit careful when you're drawing these cars. So here I'll remove this truck in between. I don't need the truck, so I will remove that. You can remove whatever you like. And this building is kind of a little bit going here, so I would just put it down a little bit. I don't need that to be dominate the whole painting, right? but I will go vaguely put this background building, and the lamppost is here. So the sidewalk is a little bit turning and has a cut here, and I will go and put some these construction sign. It looks good, and that building is peeking from here. Whichever helps my painting, I will add. Whichever doesn't help, I will take it out. See that building? I'm just trying to erect that line. If I go straight down, and I will go, and I don't want to go here, right? Otherwise, this would be the extension of the building. So these are the things I would avoid. I don't want to. Otherwise, it feel, although in a nature or in a reference photo is fine. I mean, like, you can differentiate what's going on, but as soon as you do this on your painting, it will show that this looked like an extension of this building from this building, which is our reference subject, and then it goes to merge with the other building. So be careful. Don't try, if you encounter with that type, change it right away. Otherwise, it starts showing right away and doesn't look good. Maybe you okay, but when your audience, somebody look at your painting, it will feel like they are the part of the one painting. Okay, let's put some lampposts here. Let's put a figure here, smaller figure, maybe walking here. It has a dog. And this Gooderham building, there's a grill here. I remember the reference is so small, so I'm just going with the memory because I know this building, how it looks like. And let's go put some windows and arches on the back, on the side of this building. And almost there, actually almost there. I don't wanna. Let's put a parking sign also, the P sign. It works good actually. And let's get this parking. And these cars, let me put some more cars here. Let's put the tires. Basically that type of work. Toronto, in Toronto, there's a group called Urban Sketchers. They use that type of drawing in their sketching. So, and I will go put this building here a little bit in perspective. You don't see any sky because there's the buildings and buildings on the side. So I will put one pole here and that's it. I will stop rendering. So light here. Let's make the canvas straight. Okay, done. And let's give him a stick. And he's walking with his dog. I would change it. And make a little bit crossing sign here. I mean, like the zebra crossing. So it energize your painting that type of marks. So here, like I said, you have to have a very good knowledge about the perspective for that type of paintings. If you don't have, watch my other videos. I explain how the single vanishing point works, how the double vanishing point works. All the information is in there in the videos. All you have to do is just watch, see what is this I'm drawing here. Okay, so let's get this. I'm done with the sketching. The staircases here, the little bit more lines. So I will construct more dark values, more sketch. So it's easier to render in line and wash basically. Line and wash is the easiest method, a technique I would say, in a watercolor to work with. Let's make these windows a little bit bigger because they looks like, as I compare with the bottom windows, I made them a little bit bigger and these are smaller, so let's get these a little bit, make it in a same size, otherwise not gonna look very good. So here sketch is almost done. So the perspective, look here, see that line getting straighter as it comes to the horizon line. When the building goes up, it get a little bit going in a perspective. So that's how the perspective works. It getting more slanted here on the side, it goes more slanted here, and then here. That's how the perspective works. So almost done. Let's put some dark value. Basically I'm sketching with my gel pen. That's what the line wash is. Line and wash, sorry about that. Let's put the pylons here. Maybe I will put one pylon here. Just bring some more energy, more movement in my painting, look more busy. These lamps again, perspective, and that's it. I don't want to do more, otherwise it'll take up all the sketch will, it's so much fun, right? Just working with the sketch, but it will take all of our time in the sketch. Like I said, the black and white sketching and the uh, with the monochrome type of work, it's fun also. You don't need to work with the watercolor. It's just, if you do just a sketching and drawing with the monochrome like a black and white, it's so much fun that you will enjoy also. So see that I'm still working. I put another lamp here, and I don't want to leave this like. Let's put some dark value so the building shows more. Basically the light is coming from here. So the light is coming from here, and as you can see on the reference, the half of the painting up to here, here, some part is lit up, and because it's curved right from the front, so this pillar is more light and this side is totally blocked with the dark value. So I will try to put a dark, this building, make it darker, although it is dark. So what I will do, I'll take this building up to maybe here. I'll put this building here, so behind that, and make this more visible, my subject, right? So here, done with the, I'm done. I grab my dagger brush and I will clean my palette with the previous washes. I have some ultramarine blue, some French ultramarine, and I will start putting some color here in this building, which is, I just finished. That was the last one I did. So I will put a little bit dark. Now it requires another thing, this today's class painting, so line and wash, you need to be careful to keep this white open for these, so in some places. So just be careful. Keep the white open because we're not gonna go too many layers. We're gonna go maybe a little bit layers, and maybe 2 or 3 layers, and that's it. because this is what the line and wash is all about. Here I'll put I have some dark green mix. I will use this and maybe erect a tree here, which is I didn't sketch, right? But just because of I have the green color here, I will just erect and mix with my little bit cadmium yellow, and I will erect a tree here. That's vaguely, you don't need to do overwork here, because if you keep doing it and if you feel like, oh, it's not coming up and the tree doesn't look good, so what people does, they just keep going, try to correct their mistakes, and eventually that portion of the painting is overworked, and then you lost the time, and then you have a problem. So because you overwork the painting, and it just doesn't work this way. Okay, I put some Payne's gray here. Let's use some cadmium orange I need for this painting. I will use a little bit, mix it up with the other washes, the purple or some washes I have, and I'm going to start putting in the building now. Keeping the windows open, I'm not going to paint on the windows and the figures. Just keep my dagger brush the point a little bit. If you want, you can use a nice bright color of the orange straight from the tube. That's fine too, but I would rather tone it down and keep it a little bit lighter. So here I'm not worried about this in my first wash, so I'm keeping the windows open. This lamp here, I'm going to use some cadmium yellow later on. And this side, this is a very even wash right now with the whole building, and I'm not mixing up any other color except cadmium orange, and a little bit mix of a little bit purple and other colors from the previous work I done last week. I think, no, the demo I done actually for the Scarborough Gill last yeah, this week. So I use my palettes over there actually. Here, done. Keep some light open, some white patches open, because you don't know, you may need it later on, you can use it. So here the building is almost done. I'm gonna mix some, I'm gonna get some purple color, mix it up with this wash, right? Let's put some more, and I need some gray color, like a dirty type of gray color, so I will use this on the buildings in the back. So there's some patches where you see the dark portions are where the light doesn't reach and it's not exposed to the light, so I will put that, and I will get a nice Prussian blue wash, because some buildings are really nicely, and it has a little bit green shade on it, so I will just put a little bit of Viridian green, mix it up with the Prussian blue, and I'll keep it here. I don't want to go too far, otherwise I need to keep this building open here. Let's bring it up to here, right here. Leave it and let it merge. Put some here. Let's get some French ultramarine, mix it up with the same wash, because I want to erect the building on the back. And I have a phthalo blue, but you don't need to use phthalo blue. I'm not using it. So I want to keep these two buildings different, and so what I did, I just go with the very vaguely dry brush mark. Also, I have my cleaning paper in my hand, and I will just go very carefully because I don't want to block the dormers of this building here. This is a very pretty part of that building, so I'll just go keep it open. And this building is almost finished. I don't want to go too much. And let's get some green color, mix it up with my lemon yellow. Let's put it here just to show I know there's a park on the back. They have the trees, so I will erect some trees here. Keep the lamppost open. You don't want to block these lampposts, right? Because that's the beauty of your painting. And now the most important part is the top of that building, and I mix Viridian green and with my previous mix, and I will just erect this quickly. So I will control the light a little bit on a second wash because I put a little green wash here, and I will control the light in a second wash once it's dry. So because that Viridian green can go so much dark, and then you need to put some Payne's gray or something too. Now I have a Van Dyke brown, burnt umber. Mix it up with the other previous mix. I got a nice now dark brown mix. So I will erect these buildings on the side just to help my composition, and vaguely I don't need to explain too much because there's old buildings on the side of this street. So I will erect this quickly. If you have time, you can sit down. You can just bring some more detail to your work, to the painting, but I have very limited time, so I will keep it simple as possible so you understand what is line and wash and how you render line and wash. I mean, instead of uh, getting a detail type of painting. So here, let's put some dark value here, put some uh, gates and the yawnings and all that type of stuff. Let's get some French ultramarine, mix it up with my wash. I got a nice gray color, so I will put some gray color here. Let's put some gray color here also, not blocking this sign, because this sign I need to energize my painting later on. I don't want to block it, otherwise it'll be the purpose is gone. So here I'm not gonna go too much, right? Just keep the dark, because once the light hard to reach in smaller places like this, on the street level, especially when you're working on a very dense type of paint reference, which is like that. So what happened? You don't want to go the all the street level. The painting is mostly like a dry, like dark, right? So and then as soon as it goes up, it get lighter because it's exposed to more light, right? Now I will get this my mix to this building here. Vaguely put it, and I'll keep the edge of this building a little bit open because there's exposed to the light. Just create some, although it's just I'm not explaining too much here. Now here, this is the brown building here, so I will keep this. Make sure that your atmosphere, basically this is I'm working on this atmospheric perspective, right? So you don't want to go too dark, you don't want to go too light, otherwise this this building will submerge in your background. So you keep it light or you make it very dark. So if you keep it light, if this is already light, this part, then it will submerge. If your building is dark, you already have dark values and everything, so what happened, it just you all you have to do, just put a light wash, and g- the that's it. You don't need to worry about too much. Let's make some more gray since I have a brown color here, and erect these windows of the building. I will go from the top. I'll start putting on a wet into wet, and I will go and make sure your brush work and is good for that type of painting, because your lines, your curves, and all that stuff, it really matters here. If you are problem with doing that type of work, then I will make sure that before you start that type of painting, you make sure that you know how to render that type of structure. If you're working on the cityscape, if you're working on the any type of painting like the line and wash, or you do the pencil sketch, anything you do, you make sure that you know how to render that small stuff, right? That Yeah. So I will, assuming that I'm gonna make this as a sky. I might, if I have time, I will put a CN tower here also. Okay. So I will keep this open, although there's a buildings there on the other side, but I will just leave this empty for me to erect the CN tower if I have time. If I have time, because it's a busy painting and it might take a little bit longer to render, but I just basically we are here for the line and wash. We're not here for all the other detail in our painting. So as soon as you see you put too much color, you just pick it up, sorry, with the dry brush. I can pick it up. There you go. And I'll make it a very even wash. So that's how you work with your painting. If you want to pick up a dry wash, then you just put some, which I explained in a previous video. You can do that. Now I have a very light type of gray color. I'm gonna put it here on the street level, and not gonna make it too dark. Otherwise, if you make it too dark, then this painting will be like a one tone. So you want to make sure the bigger portion of the painting, you have to be very careful. You don't want to put too dark or too, I mean, light is okay. Light, it can be work with your painting, but if I put too dark on the street right now, it will be submerged with the merged with this with my painting. So here, let's put some here. I'm not painting on this person and the dog. I'll keep them open because I'm gonna paint it later, give them different colors. So, and here, cutting and patchwork, more water, and I will keep this crossing also side. Let's bring some more, a little bit dark brown color. So as I'm coming in the foreground, I can a little bit bring this color here. And you see that a white part here, I left it purposely because there's a light coming from between the buildings. So I will keep this part open. So I have a little bit more opening here in my painting, and I have the some effect of the light there, and it looks good. Basically separate the street level from your subject here. Bring that wash, if you think it's making a puddle, push it here and bring it down here. Just let it let it let it work here somewhere else instead of sitting there on the front of the painting or on the top of the painting. Okay, so almost done now. I will spatter some here. Let's bring a little bit more abstract type of work. Done. Okay. Alright, let's get some Payne's gray, mix it up with my same gray, bring some Prussian blue, and I will do this building on the middle, right? So there's a one building here also. I will correct this with my dagger brush. It's a good brush basically for this straight line. Instead of going like this, right? Instead of going with the tip, I can go with the side of the brush because it has a nice edge, right? So here with the smaller space, I need to go with the tip of the brush, so because it's more fine work here. And I'll bring this building up to here and just finish here. Maybe bring it down, tone it down. I mean, make a gradient here. Okay, here, let's get this finish here. And that's it. So I'm gonna get some cadmium orange now, mix it up with my raw yellow ochre, mix this, and this building here I'll make it a little bit more brown color type, right? And here also, just keep the lampposts open, a little bit dark value here, and get some cadmium orange, energize your wash, keep it more shocking type of brown like a burnt sienna. Soon as you mix yellow ochre and cadmium orange, it gives you a nice dark brown. Not a dark brown, I would say like a burnt sienna type of, not exactly burnt sienna, but it gives you a nice okay. So far the first wash is done, and I will let the painting dry, or maybe I can just keep going and get some sepia color and bring it down here so I can make some structure here. Meantime, that's just vaguely, you don't need to explain too much what it is. Just bring it down since my painting is drying, and I will make this. There you go. And if you want to go, you can go up, right? You can come up here, make a little bit structure here, like something here on the top of the building, and bring some dark value again up to here. Let's put some Prussian blue because I put Payne's gray straight, and it shows a little bit dark color here, which I don't like that, the dark color in my painting. I like to keep it a little bit lighter. Let's get some cadmium yellow, and you know what? Let's put some trees here. Why not? Let's get some. I mix my Prussian blue with my green color. On my this side of the palette, I not try to mix green color, but I did by mistake, which is not a very good habit. You want to keep your grays and the green color separate. That's what you have to do. Now I'm going to get a little bit sepia color, right? Get these trees done. Just put a little bit dark color, bring some depth into these trees. Now I will work on these lampposts, put a nice gray wash, and let these guys working. A little bit gray wash, and side of the edge lit up. Now same wash, what I will do, I'm going to put a little bit dark value here because this is less, this side of the building is less exposed, and I will mix with my cadmium orange so I can get a nice dark color. And I will put quickly here and here also. Let's keep some some are open because of the windows and the edges of the windows. Sometimes it create a little bit light, so I purposely left some white here on the windows. And let's get some French ultramarine and get a nice gray color, and I will put some gray color at the pockets of these street level type of dark color. Something here on the, I think there's a shop here, something on this, and I will put some here. Let's put some dark value on the street level, so it create more contrast, more uh, by putting a little bit dark value here. Yeah, let's put some dark here so these buildings will be more visible. I will put a little dark here also, and I will put some cadmium yellow wash so I can erect some trees here. I remember there's some trees here on the side. So there you go. So trees coming. Now I will go yellow ochre, cadmium orange mix again, and let's get this little bit gradient here at this side, because it's exposed is coming here, is getting lighter because the light is coming from here, right? As we're assuming initially. I told you that's how the reference is too. So I will go put a little darker than this color here on this side and create a little bit light effect. Although the painting is has a different light effect, but I can do a little bit different. So here, let's put some little bit in the pockets of these windows. Put a little bit lines here, so it create a little more depth. Just vaguely. You don't need to do very precise work here. Let's put a little here. And a little dark here on the street level, because that's where the light is not going. Now let's get some Van Dyke brown. I mix with my cadmium orange mix, and I'll start putting on these dormers here on this side, make it more, bring some more contrast. And I don't want to use it straight that cadmium, the sepia color, so it's a good time I have a mix, and I will just use that portion of my mix, use it. Now let's get some, since the canopy is dry, I will go get some dirty green color and put on the side of this canopy so it shows. Oh, I put some on my palm. Very bad location of my palette. And I will put some dark value here and create more depth to the canopy. I can go a little bit more darker, but I don't want to go too dark, right? Otherwise it looks a little bit dirty. You have to be careful with the dark colors. You don't want to go too much. Okay, here. There you go. I'm done with this, right? Most of the painting, the second wash. And now I will get some Prussian blue, start putting a little bit Prussian blue, not too much, because otherwise all that purpose will be gone of that painting, because you want to keep very light type of washes in these windows curtain, and a little bit uh, Prussian blue will work. And get a little bit slanted marks, because you want to show the light is coming from there. So keep the left side of the windows a little bit lighter, and right side you can, if this window is okay, I mean like this side, I can cover with the Prussian blue, but here I will keep some white on this side, like, so it shows that light is coming from the other side. Let's put some French ultramarine here, a little bit more dark value here also, a little bit. I can go create some more depth, but this is not this painting is all about, right? Like you just to show you how to render something quickly, and if you know how to draw and you know how the line and wash works. Now I'm going to grab some cadmium orange, start putting in these pylons very straight from the tube. You don't need to mix any color or anything. Just put some pylons here and there. I put two, so I put another in a sketch, but I will put some more here. And same time, I use my cadmium orange and that person's face also. Okay, so let's give this gentleman a nice t-shirt with my French ultramarine will work. So I'm gonna give him a little striped shirt and make it a little dark because the front is darker. And let's get some the sepia color. Give him some paint on the with the sepia color, so I don't need to worry about smaller detail. Just and there you go. And the stick is okay. I don't need to worry about the stick. The hair you can make it either way, whatever color you like. And I will go mix with my cadmium orange mix, and let's give this dog a little bit grayish type of wash and a little bit sepia color. So I will just create some more depth. Underneath the belly I put a little bit dark color. He's looking his owner, and a little bit dark value here. Now I will create a shadow of this gentleman because uh, we need to create a little bit depth in the painting. So here, not too long of, you can do long shadow, it's okay. There you go. So the shadow is done. Let's get some more Van Dyke, the sepia color. Make it a little bit darker here. Okay. Now let's work on the cars. I'll pick up some Prussian blue and any other. I have phthalo blue, I think. Let's put on the windows first. A little bit blue color. I think it's a phthalo blue here. On the side windows also. Put some, if you have, since I'll put it here, there. Maybe bring it here. Just don't overdo anything, otherwise it will show. Okay, so now I will make this car more like a cadmium yellow or maybe some other color. Let's make it, because I need to make the brake lights and red color, so I would just go keep the registration plate open, and I'll give him a little bit kind of a dark brown color so I can erect my yellow, the turn signals and the brake lights also on that car. And of course it's casting a shadow, a little depth here, and I will go get some nice cadmium red and put it here. Just drop it, you don't need to explain too much. And the other car I can make it red. Let's give some punch to our painting, and let's drop it. You don't need to explain too much. There you go. It turned purple, so it's okay. Because it mixed with my Prussian blue in the windshield. And a little bit gray color. Maybe that, and the shadow of the cars here. Up to here. The sidewalk, up to here. And this gentleman here casting a shadow. Maybe I'll put a casting a shadow here for the building, and get some French ultramarine, get a little bit more grayish type of shadow. these lampposts and all that, it could create a shadow, so I don't want to explain too much, but they're there, right? So let's get this. And yeah, mostly the painting is done. Let's get some nice cadmium yellow, and I will start putting in these lights a little bit. If you have time, you can play more with your painting. You can do to more and uh, make it your painting looks more better. Let's get some cadmium orange, more cadmium orange. Get a nice dark type of brown color. I would just go put a little bit more dark here. I don't know. I just have a feeling that because the watercolor takes time when it dry, then it shows its own uh, real colors, right? So be you have to be a little bit patient, and once the wash is dry, then it starts showing that what the the value of that wash would be at point of drawing, right? So this type of practice you should remember, otherwise it can create a problem. You think the wash is dark and it's okay, and once it's dry, then it shows what type of wash is that. Let's put some little bit color in this canopy. I have a nice blue color. Oh, you know what? Just put on these windows, create a more. How much time we have? Okay, we don't have too much time. And I will put some on this canopy and a person. I will just go put a red t-shirt. I'll give him a red t-shirt, right? Okay, so here, let's put a red color. I have red color in my brush, so why not? Just use a little bit. So this is basically almost done, right? And I will just go mix this color, make it this gray color very pale type of very light value, and I will just go and again I will do the same thing. You can do like a stipple like that. You don't need to do the lines. You can do this if you have time. I want to bring some variation between these two structures, so make sure that, oh, you can do this. You can go all the way down, boom boom. You can drag your brush down. It's easier to create that type of effect on your painting. Just make sure they're in a line. They're not going up and down, then it doesn't look very good. A little bit jewelry work, but it bring a little more energy to your painting. I should keep this lighter, but it's okay. It will, once it's dry, it will get lighter, as I explained just now, a few minutes ago. Don't be panic. Let check, see what the washes are doing. Just keep your eye on it. If you're working on one side of the painting, if you think you couldn't control the one side and it's getting out of control, just leave that portion of the painting and start working on the other side of the painting. And once you're done with the one that you started, and then keep your eye on the other painting, that what I mean, the other wash or other site what is doing. So then you can work on the go back and fix a problem that you created, or maybe by mistake it's been created. So that makes a little bit dark value here. I want to bring some more depth because I want to keep them separate, these buildings. Now it's turn. Let's do a CN Tower quick, and we can. Oops, the wash is still. Right? I need some kind of a brace here because I don't want to ruin the painting. Let's put a CN tower here. Let's put a CN tower. Quick, quick, quick. And I didn't even draw. I just drawing with my brush. I can bring it here a little bit. Although in the reference is not there, but I just erected. I should keep it a little bit there, but it's okay. It a little bit goes into that building, which is I was explaining earlier. It looks a little bit awful. Let me, you know what? Let's take it off. Let's take it off. I don't need that too close. I can use my dryer. It's too close actually, and it doesn't look very good. So I will just take it off. And I'll wait, and I might use the dryer for that portion to erect the and meantime you can go put some yellow color here and there. The yellow ochre I use to bring some more energy to your painting straight from the tube. Get where the light, there's a white here. I would put a little bit so it just show it's a very bright color, the yellow ochre, so you have to be careful, but you can use yellow ochre to bring some more energy to your painting. And let's get some French ultramarine mixed. I need some gray color here to sidewalk blocking the light. And let's put some dark valley here. Although I don't like that, but you know what? Let's and under the car I can go dark, and now I can create some light effect on the cars also. So this side of the cars are darker and this side lighter, so I can go and create some light effect on the cars also. Okay, so let me grab if I have the hair dryer here. I'm not sure if I don't have the hair dryer. So anyway, let's leave it for now. I will because the surface is too wet. If I here I have the hair dryer here. Let's dry. Let's do quickly, so you know how to change your painting and how to create some more stuff in your painting is without compromising anything, right? I think it's enough. It's dry. Now I can I'm gonna grab my smaller dagger brush because that uh, a little bit hard to control that brush. So let's pick up some color here because now grab some. I'm gonna grab some raw sienna basically. Raw sienna, mix it up with my gray, and I will erect the CN tower almost here. Now the problem is it goes to that lamp, the straight goes to the lamp, so that's another challenge. So see that these are the things you have to be careful, right? You need to be careful when you drawing. Let me try here, let's try here. Let's give a little bit, not too much. I don't want to go too much down. I will just keep it here a little bit more uh, dirty type of brown color. We have a mix of French ultramarine and the other mixes of the yellow ochre and raw sienna here. And yeah, I think this is fine. Let's get some sepia color. Bring some depth to this structure. Mix it up, tone it down always. Don't just use straight, otherwise. Or you can use straight and find out, see what's going on, what type of wash is that. So, and that's it. I guess this is much better than the other side of that. Either if I go here, it'll be either if I go here, it will go into the lamp. If I go here, and it will go into uh, this building. So you want to keep it separate. That's what it's a very good example. What I was trying to explain earlier in the painting. So please make sure that you don't do those mistakes if you're a beginner. Just just remember that type of mistake it shows right away. Maybe it doesn't uh, show you, but it will show to the audience that they will question. Not you, maybe they're just thinking like, what is this? What type of CN tower? Let's put some white since I am where I took up a little bit more time in the class, so I would put a little bit white since it's a dark color here. So I'm going to create a light effect a little bit because the light is coming from here and here also on the dome. This is a very important part of the painting, right? I'll create some more, right? Since it's on my brush, I'll just make some marks here and there. Okay, I think that's enough. And let's get some seagulls in the painting also. Although it doesn't show like it's such a busy painting, but just let's try. Let's put a on the dark value because Toronto has a lot of seagulls because of the lake. Let's put one here and that's it. I think that doesn't look very good, so I'll just leave it. Okay, so painting is done, and just to show you what is line and wash, and it doesn't require. Let's go a little bit briefing about the line and wash. So what I did actually, I sketched it. I sketch first, then I use very. It's like maximum 3 layers in it, right? So have you can get away with the very simple type. Let's say most of the is done. This people use the line and wash when they're traveling, so they keep few brushes. One maybe you can get a brush which is the let me show you. I have it. I hope I have in front of me somewhere. Let's see here. I have the brush which is has a reservoir in it, and let's get this. So since we are talking, right, like I want to basically introduce that brush. If I could find it, actually I'm not sure where they are. There, I have a bunch of them. I don't use them. I bought it when I started the watercolor, and I don't use them anymore. So because not for me, I guess. Maybe it's for someone else who does the travel sketching and drawing. So anyway, I will introduce later. That brush has a little bit water reservoir instead of keeping the water with you, and it just the people have who travel and they do the sketching. They keep them with them, and it's easy to carry, right? Like a smaller toolbox or that type of let me just put that green pea logo here. Not a logo, it's just a just a green sign, there's a parking, bring some more energy to your painting. So anyway, so dry, I did the line and wash with my gel pen. You can get any gel pen will work. It's a point 0.7 millimeter gel pen I draw, and make sure that you know what is single vanishing point, double vanishing point. I will put a video next week what is vanishing point is, and what is single vanishing point, what is double vanishing point. So that will I will explain and in the next class. So this is how you work with these type of painting, right? And let me just let's put this back here. Yeah, so that's, let me go close to the final painting. Let's close this here. It's kind of a portrait format, so you won't see it. That's how this painting is been rendered. A point 0.7 millimeter gel pen. I draw first with my reference photo. I can eliminate this figure, but it's okay with my. I need some more energy and more a busy painting, so I kept this person walking across the street. I purposely put a zebra crossing here because I want to make sure that I mean that he's following the rule, but just make it more interesting. And the windows and the background more atmospheric, not explain too much, very vaguely, just structure. Put a CN tower. I add CN tower, although it's not. It doesn't show. I think the CN tower is here somewhere on this side. So, or maybe this side. I'm not sure, but I bring it down in my painting. So, if somebody look at it, although I still don't like the CN Tower, how it plays, right? This building, it looks like this is sitting on this building, and a part of the building. But I hope you get the point. And this is a mistake in the painting, so don't do. But I just want to show what can be added and what can be deleted. And the light, how to control the light. The light, this type part of the painting is when light is coming from here, so the building is lighter and darker on this side. I take advantage, I put a more dark value so the building will show more, and I put a little dark value here also with the trees and all that, so the building will show more on the bottom side, not like here or there, right? So yeah, that's it. I guess I hope you learned something from today's class, and uh, thank you for being here, and I will see you guys next week. I will post actually what would be the agenda of the next class. I will post, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what I will do next week, but I will post it, and yeah, so you can see what would be the subject next week. Okay, thank you so much. Please subscribe the channel, bring more friends to the channel, and it helps the channel and it helps me also. So uh, yes, and subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon button. So because I put the video every week, and you will learn something out of the videos also along with the classes. So okay, have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week.